Can you imagine a day where we don't make any movement? We are absolutely still. It is difficult to imagine such a day, isn't it? We are always moving closer to things, people, or moving away from them. We are entering or leaving a place, moving up, down, round, across, through, and past something. In this context, the prepositions of direction and movement assume significance. Therefore, in this lesson, we will learn to express movements and motion with the help of prepositions to, towards, at, up to, into, of, for, from, and against. Friends, my name is Hemant Singh Rana and you're watching Enliven English, making the language entertaining, lively, and functional. So let's get started. So let's start our discussion with to, towards, and up to. Please see two sentences on your screen. I'm going to London. I'm going towards London. Now these two sentences may sound similar, but there is a difference, and the lack of knowledge of this difference leads to confusion while opting for to and towards. We need to remember, when we use to, we are talking about the destination or the place where we want to go. When we use towards, we are talking about the direction where we are heading. So in these two sentences, to London means the place where we want to go, and towards London, the direction. Let's see some more examples to understand this better. The company has shifted its head office to Florida. The plane is flying towards Birmingham. We both are going to the fair in the countryside. They all are running towards the ground. In the first and third sentence, we are talking about the destination, and in the second and fourth, we are talking about the direction. With verbs come, travel, and go, we use quite frequently preposition to talk about place or event. Some common phrases that we use daily are a visit to, a trip to, on my way to, and so on, to talk about the destination or the place we want to go. Let's see some examples. I will travel to London this week. We will go to a concert this weekend. You can come to office after lunch. The trip to a hill station was refreshing. We are planning a visit to a zoo this weekend. On my way to office, I met an old friend. We must remain careful with the word home. We say go home, come home, arrive home, and on the way home. While most verbs expressing movement or direction require preposition to before nouns, the word home is an exception and it does not require preposition to. You might have heard a lot. It's time to go home now. I will visit a store on the way home. You can come home in the evening. Now let's discuss at as preposition of direction. Preposition at gives an idea of aiming at something, hitting something, or the direction in which you look or point something. Mostly it is used to express the target of a shot from a weapon. Let's see some sentences to understand this better. Some miscreants threw stones at the window. In the sentence, stones hit the window. The police arrested the suspects who shot at people. In the sentence, suspects targeted people. I felt uncomfortable as the stranger kept staring at me. Here, the stranger was looking in my direction. The meeting was aimed at finding a solution. In the sentence, preposition at gives an idea of aiming at something. Preposition up to is usually used with verbs come, go and walk to express movement towards a person. Please remember, up to is always two words, not one. Here are some examples. A man came up to me and asked for the directions. Stephen walked up to me to clarify things. We all went up to him to know him more. Now preposition into. Into expresses movement towards the interior of something. As a result of movement or motion, something becomes enclosed or surrounded by something else. Let's see some sentences. We all jumped into the river from a great height. Mark got into the car and drove away. Steve walked down the corridor into his cabin. David walked deep into the woods. In all these sentences, there is a movement or motion towards the interior of something. Many speakers and writers, especially the non-native ones, make this very common mistake of using in instead of into. We need to simply remember that preposition in talks about the position and into expresses the movement. See the two sentences on your screen. Children are in the swimming pool. Children jumped into the swimming pool. The first sentence talks about the position of children and the second one about the movement. Phrase out of is the opposite of preposition into. Out of means something or someone is coming out of the interior of something else. In into, the movement is towards the interior. In out of, the movement is outwards. Let's see some examples to understand this better. Mark got out of the car and walked towards the beach. Julia came out of the building to meet me. The children came out of the swimming pool after an hour. One thing we need to remember is with a bus, train or plane, we don't use into or out of to express movement. We use get on and get off. For example, all passengers are requested to get off at the next station. Get on the bus, otherwise we will get late. We all can get off the plane at London. Preposition of expresses separation or disconnection when someone or something loses the contact of some other thing. It also means from the surface of or down from. Let's see some examples. The cyclist fell off the bike and got injured. Here we mean the cyclist fell down from the bike. Put your hands off my shoulders. Here we mean keep the hands away from the surface of shoulders. Don't try to get off a moving train. You will injure yourself. Here we are talking of separation. You might have also seen some signboards with messages written with the help of off, such as keep off the railway tracks, keep off the property, and so on. Here, preposition off means one should keep away from the prohibited places. Now let's talk about prepositions for, from, and against. Preposition for is used to show direction when there is a beginning of a movement. For shows the destination and in which direction someone or something is heading. For example, Martha leaves for office at 9 a.m. The last train for London will leave at 10 p.m. We are leaving for the United States tomorrow. In all the sentences, preposition for describes the beginning of a movement towards a particular direction. When someone or something reaches the destination, to talk about its point of departure, we use preposition from. Preposition from tells us the source or the place from where someone or something started. For example, the wind is coming from the north. He has walked all the way from home. I have received a letter from my father. In all these sentences, from tells us the destination or origin from where something started. Last but not the least, preposition against. Preposition against means that someone or something is moving in opposite direction and there's resistance and pressure due to this. Also, preposition against is used when someone or something makes a contact with some other thing. Let's see some examples. It was difficult to reach on time as I was riding against the wind. The sailors are finding it difficult to sail against the tides. The waves struck against the shore with force. The rain beat against the window panes. In the first two sentences, things are moving in opposite direction, and in the final two sentences, there is a contact between two things. So friends, that is it in this lesson. I hope you would have enjoyed learning about various prepositions of direction and movement. If you have any questions, any doubts, use the comment section below and I'll get back to you at the earliest. With today's lesson, we have ended our detailed discussion on prepositions of direction and movement. There's much more to come. In the next lesson, we'll start our detailed study on prepositions of time. I'll be back with you soon. Till then, keep learning and keep improving. Goodbye.